It's big water walleye action and a great lake. Federation Angler TV presents the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit on legendary Lake Erie, starting now.
Good morning, walleye fans. Here we are at Lorain, Ohio, Lake Erie. We're at the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit, number 4 qualifier for the 2016 season.
56 boats from 14 different states are gathered here, offering teams 2 full days of competition. There's a 5 fish a day limit with a minimum of 15 inches, and culling is allowed. The team with the heaviest 2-day total will be crowned tournament champions.
So we're looking for some big weights. We've got some great weather here in Lorain this weekend, so stick around, folks. We're going to show you some great big Lake Erie walleyes.
The Cabela's MWC is one of 7 qualifiers in 6 states this year and is open to anglers from all walks of life.
Fishing the MWC, I've had a chance to go all over the country, and it's just amazing the fishery we have right in our own backyard. Anywhere, you can go out and catch the numbers of big fish like we do here is just unbelievable.
I mean, honestly, my pre-fishing's been pretty doggone good. I've been doing 41 to 43 pounds a day. I hate to jinx myself already, but we're going to go out here. I think you're going to see 45 pounds a day possible here.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just do what I say, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh, so there you go. There you go. She's the real captain. I'm just a guy here.
MWC field is always tough. And then since they announced next year's NTC location, the National Team Championship, Cabela's puts on, we've got a lot of extra local talent. And, for the home court advantage, there's a lot of threats here that aren't normally. So it was good to see a lot of new faces for the MWC, but at the same time, as a tournament angler, not faces I was looking forward to seeing. All right, time for the nerves to kick in. Oh, they already did that. Woo!
Launching from Black River Wharf, the 56 boats head out onto massive Lake Erie, searching for world-class walleye and the dream of becoming champions.
Right now we're running spinners with inline weights. We're running a 1 ounce on the outside, 30 back, gets you down about 15 feet, and then I'm running a 2 ounce inline on here with a spinner. I just drop the 2 ounce till it hits the bottom, and then I bring it up off the bottom about a foot and run it. We try and keep our speed about 1.3, 1.4, and you really got to pay attention to the Lowrance and get right on these break lines, because these fish are going from these right on these break lines. It's so critical to get on the break lines.
We've had days when, a certain part of the day, you're getting them all up high, you can't get a bite on the bottom. And then later in the day, the marks that you're getting up high won't bite, and we run everything on the bottom, and we're picking them off the bottom. So we kind of start out with the system we explained earlier, and then we just let the fish dictate what's going to happen after that. There's one.
Small one.
We need 5 to start. We'll take 5 of any size as long as they're legal. Take it from there. Take them up.
There's number 1. It's not a big one, but it's the first one to put in the box, and that's the one we want.
That fish came right off the bottom, so we'll leave everything as it is now, but if we get another one that comes off the bottom, everything's going to go off the bottom. We'll switch all 4 rods and we'll run them off the bottom.
Get the biggest, fattest, juiciest crawlers we can get our hands on. Something nice and long. It's one thing walleye have in common. Any part of the country, they like night crawlers. So far it feels like the right species. Feels decent. Go slow. Yeah, traditionally this has been one of my best big fish spots. Won a couple tournaments in here. I've been checking it every day since last Friday. We actually fished a tournament here, pulled 30-some fish last Saturday, but we just didn't have any of the size we needed. This actually feels like a decent fish. So I'm hoping that this north wind pushed him in here skinnier. Straight up when you can. That's one. 4 more, come on. We're on the board. Got a rider.
Let me get the net. He's decent.
Well, it's number 3. It's not the quality of fish we're looking for, but we'll take 5 fish, and then if they're all like this in this area, we got other spots. We got a little milk run going, and we'll run to the next one.
More Lake Erie walleye from Cabela's MWC, presented by Lorain, coming up. This episode of Federation Angler TV is brought to you by Cabela's. It's in your nature. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. And by Lorain, find, navigate, dominate. Welcome back to Federation Angler TV. It's day 1 of the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit, presented by Lorain in Lorain, Ohio. Anglers are scouring this massive lake for the biggest bag of walleye Lake Erie can offer.
Like we always say, we put in our work pre-fishing. We fish, 10, 12 hours a day pre-fishing, 5, 6 days before the tournament. Get all your work done, and tournament day, it's up to the fish. And we just can't get a big one to go yet, so still got a couple hours left. Never giving up until it's time to pull it up and bring it in. Another small one, but we'll take them.
Number 5.
At least he's fat.
Yeah. We got our fifth and sixth fish in the box, but they're not the quality of fish we need, that's for sure. But it's good to have your 5th fish, but we got lots of upgrading to do.
I got one too.
The double on right now.
This is a better fish.
Me too.
Nice fish. Better than what we
Go on
got.
your side.
Come to my side. We'll see what I got on mine.
Still there, Greg?
Yep. Yeah, we had just doubled up. One was a good one, an upgrader. Not one for the table, but we don't need any for the table today.
He's an upgrader. Not what we're looking for, but he's an upgrader.
It's now time to head back to the dock and weigh in day 1's catch. There's a lot on the line at this MWC tournament. Besides the thousands of dollars in cash and prizes, the MWC is awarding 5 berths to the 2017 Cabela's National Team Championship, which will be held right here in Lorain, Ohio and Lake Erie. Dan Johnson and Larry Rhodes' 5-fish limit comes in at 43 pounds, 13 ounces.
A 50-pound bag is not out of the question. I think it's probably going to take another mid-40s to win it tomorrow. But I think anybody in the top 3 or 4 have a really good shot at this.
Hailing from just 10 minutes down the road, the Vermilion, Ohio team of Jason Zebeck and Tim Johnson catch a nice day 1 bag.
You can sometimes be overconfident when you're fishing in your backyard. So, we got a lot of big guys here, and nice boats, and go fast and go far, and we're just hoping to contend with them, and it's a privilege being here.
But the heaviest bag on day 1 belongs to Tom Zart and Joe Nadsom.
The key is out here is trying to find the biggest migration school of biggest fish. And that's what we set on today, was finding that pod and heading east. And that's where we fish today.
Here are the standings after 1 day of fishing in the Cabela's MWC, presented by Lorain. Atop the leaderboard, Ohio's Gary Zart and Joe Nadsom will be heading into the final day with just over a 2-pound lead.
We had 3 spots really going into today, and our first spot worked for us. We stopped at our second and third spot, and they were both pretty empty compared to what they were. So thankfully the first spot worked, and hopefully we can go get them again there tomorrow.
More Lake Erie walleye action on the final day of Cabela's MWC, coming up on Federation Angler TV. This episode of Federation Angler TV is brought to you by Berkeley, catch more fish. Mercury, #1 on the water. Motor Guide, never stop. And by Okuma, inspired fishing. Boats drop in the water here on our final day, and anglers prepare to head out in search of Lake Erie's world-class walleye.
Welcome, walleye fans. Here we are at Lorain, Ohio on Lake Erie. This is the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit presented by Lorain Electronics. We've got 56 teams here from 14 different states playing for the Ohio State Championship and the champion of Lake Erie.
So we're fishing against some of the best, and it's an honor to be here and see if we can compete with them today.
Yesterday we made a 40-mile run to the east, which we're going to do today. We're not getting a lot of bites. We got 10 bites yesterday, but the bites we get are all the right fish to win this tournament. So our game plan is to go there and do the exact same thing and hopefully catch 5 of the right ones like yesterday.
Well, it's a flat lake out here today. It's cloudy, it's a little cooler. The water temperature is about 1.5 degrees different, so maybe we get this sun to come out here in a little bit and warm it up for us and maybe get these fish going. We see some other guys are catching fish, so hopefully we've got the right stuff out there, but we'll find out shortly.
The fish are on the bottom. I think it's more of a reaction bite than a feed bite, so we're going to keep pulling on them today and stick by our game plan and see what happens.
Flicker shads, let out 25 feet of line, snap on 2 ounces, and anywhere between 50 and 70 back total. Put it on the board. Come on, babies. Daddy needs a hit. Got better marks here today than yesterday.
Yep. Just gotta get him to eat.
There we go, Jason.
That's on our mark too.
That's what we're looking for.
8:30, first good fish we think on, so we'll see if we can get him in the boat.
There he is. Good fish. Give me some.
We'll take him. He ain't the best ever, but he's a keeper. It's Lake Erie walleye. We can do better though.
Yep, that's a start. 4 more and we've got a ticket today.
I always tell everybody thinks it's all the gear you have as far as rods and reels and everything, but in my opinion, that's your best piece of equipment right there. If you don't have a good fish finder, like a Lowrance, everything else doesn't matter.
I mean, what we're looking for on here are these, what we call hooks. So the fish that are aggressive on the screen, they got the dark red color in them, and they're coming up and feeding on bait.
We're working a little stretch here, about a 2-mile stretch. It hasn't been super productive this morning. We're probably got around a 30-pound bag right now. Probably gonna need a lot better than that to make a run at this.
Nice little fish.
Feels like a walleye. Got to get it in the boat.
It's coming over, Joe. Coming over.
I'm with it.
Oh yeah, that's the one we're looking for.
Careful.
Oh yeah.
Good job.
All right. It's a start. It's not, hopefully we can get rid of that one. That's about a 7-pounder. She's really skinny. So, but hey, we finally got the skunk out of the boat.
First fish of the day.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks. MWC tournaments bring in top anglers from around the nation, but they also attract locals, like the team of Joseph Zeeley and Daniel Smith.
Last week we was in a tournament, and we placed first and caught the biggest fish. And 31 3/4 inch, 13 pounds. Money fish. We should have got, yeah, we got his money fish. We were all smiling.
It's a tough bite. They're big fish, they're real big fish, but you gotta get 5 of them, and that's what makes it tough. You're not gonna catch a lot of fish out here, but the fish you're gonna catch are real big. real big. We got nice fish today. We got about a 29-inch average, and hopefully we can capitalize on that and go even bigger.
Stay tuned. More Federation Angler TV up next.
Yeah!
This episode of Federation Angler TV is brought to you by Low Equipment Attachments, Abu Garcia for life, and by G-Juice Live Well Treatment. Just a few more hours remain as these Lake Erie anglers do whatever it takes to get these Lake Erie walleye to bite.
Here, grab it.
Put it here. That's what we need. Yeah!
Well, it just isn't happening here. It's 11 o'clock. We got one fish in the live well, and I think our blood pressure has gone up about 60. And I think it's time for us to head back west and try to put 5 fish together.
Fish on, fish on, fish on.
Is it for sure?
For sure.
Good last 5 minutes, but you know, we struggled in here for the first hour and 15, so hopefully we can keep them going.
Feels like a good fish.
Okay. Just take your time, we ain't in a hurry.
It's looking up. This is the second fish in 5 minutes. Feels a little better than the last one.
We do a lot of driving on this boat. We don't have a electric motor on the front, so when we're hooked up.
Wait.
It's sometimes it's a struggle. You got that board.
Yep, I got that board on or fish on it, one of the two.
And a fish. That's a better fish.
Yep, that's a good fish.
Let me drive.
Rock on.
Good job.
Nice, pretty nice fish. 4 nice fish in there. We've got one real big fish. The pressure will be off once we get the 5th one in the box. And then it's just upgrading from there. So hopefully it comes real soon here.
2 hours ago. I sure hope we pull one more. We got a good chance.
We're off of Gold Coast right now. Our first spot completely fell apart. We only pulled 1 fish there. We're obviously scrambling. We got a lot of catching up to do in the next 2 hours. So hopefully 2.5 hours. Hopefully we can get a stretch of an hour and whack some fish.
This is a big fish now. It's a heavy fish. No head shakes yet. Once we get that board off, we'll be able to tell more about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah!
That's an easy.
That's a big fish there.
That's an 8-pounder.
That's bigger than 8. Purple Demon Reef Runner. It's what's working. So that's a big fish. That's a big old girl there. So.
Yeah, you know, we come out here and fish all the time. You know, it's fun to have a little competition. You know, to get the opportunity to fish with some of the best, you know, around the country. So, you know, it's a good time. It's a good tournament, and hopefully we can do it some more.
That fish is over 30 inches. I can turn it around and you can see it better here. It's an over a 30-inch fish, so good fish.
It's now time to put up the rods and head to the scales. One of these teams will become Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit champion. Dan Johnson and Larry Rhodes weigh in 34 pounds and 7 ounces for a 2-day total of 78 pounds, 4 ounces. The local team of Joseph Zeeley and Daniel Smith continue their hot streak and weigh in 38 pounds, 9 ounces for a 2-day total of 80 pounds and 4 ounces. Gary Zart and Joe Nadsom held more than a 2-pound lead coming into today. Their tough day on the water gave them a 2-day total of 70 pounds, 12 ounces. Beginning the day in second place, Timothy Johnson and Jason Zeebeck approached the scale.
And we've got new leaders with 39 pounds, 13 ounces. They've got a total of 84 pounds, 11 ounces.
The final standings look like this, with Day 1 leaders Gary Zark and Joe Nadsom placing 4th. Dan Johnson and Larry Rhodes end up in 3rd. Local anglers Joseph Zeeley and Daniel Smith have a great tournament to claim 2nd. And the winners of Cabela's MWC here in Lorain, Ohio are Timothy Johnson and Jason Zebeck.
So this is our first MWC that we fished. We lucked out, did pretty good the last couple of days, came out on top, and look forward to fishing some more.
A couple of hometown boys make good as Joseph Zeeley and Daniel Smith's 2nd place finish qualify them for the 2017 Cabela's National Team Championship, where they'll get to fish against the best in the country right back here on their home water.
Last week we fished the pond grass tournament here, and we won 1st place in that tournament. And then we won biggest fish in that tournament, and he talked me into getting into this. My wife and all my friends told me to get in it. And so I jumped right in with my buddy here, and we did really good, and I'm happy.
If you're interested in fishing competitive walleye fishing, check out www.masterswalleyeCircuit.com. We fish in the best waters in the country at the best times of the year. So check out the Cabela's Masters Walleye Circuit, coming to a lake or river near you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Federation Angler TV.